Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Volodymyr Zelenskyy urges West to stop playing with Russia. End war in Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says about 12 million people have been displaced by the war in his country and 5.5 million have left. He said the conflict could be stopped if the world treated it as if it were facing the same situation. Speaking on Thursday, he accused the West of playing around with Russia, and urged it to impose tougher sanctions on Moscow to end its senseless war. Mr Zelenskyy's criticism of the West has increased in recent days as the European Union moves slowly towards a possible Russian oil embargo and as thousands of Russian troops have tried to encircle the two eastern cities of Sievierodonetsk and Lysychansk. 3 months into its invasion of Ukraine, Russia has abandoned its assault on the capital Kyiv and is trying to consolidate control of the industrial eastern Donbas region, where it has backed a separatist revolt since 2014. Western military analysts see the battle for Sievierodonetsk and Lysychansk as a possible turning point in the war, after a shift in momentum towards Russia following the surrender of Ukraine's garrison in Mariupol last week. Ukraine will always be an independent state and it won't be broken. The only question is what price our people will have to pay for their freedom, and what price Russia will pay for this senseless war against us, Mr Zelenskyy said in a late-night address. The catastrophic unfolding events could be still stopped if the world treated the situation in Ukraine as if it were facing the same situation, if the powers that be did not play around with Russia but really pressed to end the war. Mr Zelenskyy complained about disagreements within the EU on more sanctions against Russia and asked why some countries were being allowed to block the plan. The EU is discussing a sixth round of punitive measures, including an embargo on Russian oil imports. It requires unanimity, but Hungary opposes the idea on the grounds that its economy will suffer too much. Read more on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. A top Hungarian aide said his country needed 3.5 to 4 years to shift away from Russian crude and make huge investments to adjust its economy, adding that until there was a deal on all the issues, it could not back the EU's proposed oil embargo. Mr Zelenskyy said Russia was getting €1 billion, $1.5 billion, a day from the 27-nation bloc for energy supplies. How many more weeks will the European Union try to agree on a sixth package? He asked. Pressure on Russia is literally a matter of saving lives. Read more. Every day of procrastination, weakness, various disputes or proposals to pacify the aggressor at the expense of the victim merely means more Ukrainians being killed. It was the second day in a row Mr Zelenskyy sharpened his criticism of the world's approach to the war. On Wednesday, he savaged suggestions that Kyiv should make concessions to bring peace, saying the idea smacked of attempts to appease Nazi Germany in 1938. An EU summit on May 30 to 31 could see divisions between members who want strong action against Russia and those calling for a ceasefire. Zelenskyy says talks with Putin may be required on Friday. Mr Zelenskyy said while his country was not eager to talk to Russian President Vladimir Putin, it had to face the reality that it would likely be necessary to end the war. We have to face the realities of what we are living through, he said in an address to an Indonesian think tank. What do we want from this meeting? We want our lives back. We want to reclaim the life of a sovereign country within its own territory, he said, adding that Russia did not yet appear ready for serious peace talks. Russia closes in on Donbas region. Russian forces attacked from 3 sides to try to encircle Ukrainian forces in Sievierodonetsk and Lysychansk on Thursday, Ukraine's military said. If the two cities straddling the Siverskiy Donets river fall, nearly all of the Donbas province of Luhansk would be under Russian control. Russia's Donbas advance has been backed by massive artillery bombardment. Ukraine's military said 50 towns in the Donetsk and Luhansk provinces were shelled on Thursday. The Luhansk governor Sievierodonetsk Donets said 5 civilians were killed in Sievierodonetsk in 24 hours. On Thursday, he said some 150 people were buried in a mass grave in one Lysychansk district as it was too dangerous for families to collect the bodies and bury them individually. Russia says it does not target civilians. In Donetsk, the Donbas region's other province, Russia-backed rebels claimed on Friday to have taken control of Lyman, a large railway hub north of two more key cities that remained under Ukrainian control. Oleksiy Arestovich, an advisor to the Ukrainian president, repeated reports that Lyman had been taken in an interview posted on social media overnight. According to